Hi everybody, I'm Michelle DuVal. Welcome to Life on Mindfulness. So you might be wondering why the heck I'm sitting on my coffee table in the center of my living room. Well, this is because I'm trying to find the perfect place to set up my meditation spot in my home. I don't think this one's gonna cut it because it really doesn't fulfill the needs of a great meditation spot. And that's what I'm going to teach you about here today. I'm going to take you through the 5 very simple steps in setting up a terrific, supportive meditation spot in your own home. Okay, those 5 steps are placing it, sitting on it, moving it, leaving it, and lighting it up on fire. Are you intrigued? Great. Well, let's get started. Okay, so step number 1, placing it. Where in the house are you going to set up your meditation spot? If you live in one of those tiny homes, you might have a few less options, but for the rest of us, there's 3 basic criteria that we want to look at in choosing our meditation spot. The first is somewhere that's relatively pleasant, right? If you hate going to your meditation spot every day, it's going to make it way harder for you to practice. If your brain starts to associate a pleasant environment with your meditation, it's going to make it easier for you to get yourself there on a daily basis. The second criteria is a place in your home where you can more or less be left alone. Now, notice my word choice, more or less, right? I've got young kids, I've got a busy family life, so it's not like we have to lock ourselves in a vault to be able to do meditation. But it might be someplace with a door or, someplace apart from where the main family congregates. That's one of the main reasons that the living room is typically not the best place to set up your meditation spot if you have a busier family life. And the third criteria we're looking for is some place that's really easy to access. I have a couple of friends and they've set up this beautiful meditation shack, meditation shed out in their backyard, but it gets super hot in the summer and it gets super cold in the winter, and firing up the heater and buzzing up the air conditioner each time they want to meditate kind of makes it a little bit harder to access. So we're looking for somewhere that's really easy to get yourself to, that don't have a lot of barriers each time you want to sit down to meditate. So step number 2, sitting on it. What are you going to be sitting on to do your meditation? I know so many people kind of have their minds locked around the fact that they need to be sitting on a meditation cushion in order to do their practice. And then every single time they go to meditate, sitting on a cushion on the floor causes so much pain and discomfort in their bodies, it actually starts to create a certain type of aversion toward their practice. So for you, it might not be appropriate for you and your body to be sitting on a floor on the cushion. Well, guess what? You don't have to. The 2 things that you want to kind of gauge what you're sitting on against, 2 aspects of good meditation posture, are relaxed alertness. Relaxed alertness. We want to be able to sit on something that helps us cultivate this sense of relaxed alertness in the body. If we get too relaxed, we tend to kind of doze off, fall asleep, or go off in incessant daydreams. If we're too kind of upright and tense, it creates so much discomfort that we never want to do our meditation. So it's really a blend of these 2 aspects, a sense of relaxation, a sense of comfort, coupled with a certain degree of uprightedness, poise, alertness, relaxed alertness. So typically a lazy boy isn't the best thing to do your meditations on because you got so much comfort, but you don't necessarily have that poise or alertness. So my encouragement is to kind of explore, check out different chairs, what fits in the spot that you've now decided to practice on. And if you're dead set on using a cushion, maybe use a cushion and a chair, meaning maybe you spend the first 5 minutes of your meditation sitting on the cushion, and then when the discomfort starts to surface in your body, you can easily just move to the chair position and release some of that discomfort from the body. Step number 3 is MOVINIT. Not necessarily moving your meditation spot all over the house, but having a spot within which you can move your body. I have, next to my meditation spot, I have a yoga mat set up that I leave set up all the time. And my kind of style of moving into meditation is I first just do a couple little stretches that help me to take some of that initial edge of tension and tightness off the body. It makes it so much easier to then sit in meditation once I've done a little bit of stretching. Also, there's a lot of times when I've been so busy and so mentally engaged throughout the course of my day that even to think about just sitting down and trying to just feel my breath seems like almost impossible to do. It makes for a really hard transition. If I know that I'm going to do a little bit of movement, a little bit of stretching each time before I meditate, it provides for a really skillful transition from my daily life of doing stuff, being busy, highly engaged, running around, into my meditation practice. We kind of soften that transition a little bit. Busy, running around, time to meditate. Oh, I start to slow down my movements, bring in a little bit of stretch, maybe bring in a little bit of yoga on that yoga mat next to my spot. And then when I start to kind of calm that central nervous system down a little bit, I'm so close to my meditation spot that it's a really next seamless transition to move from the stretching, the yoga into meditation. So seeing if you can explore having some space for a little movement. And the yoga mat is so perfect because it kind of delineates a specific space. You're not like taking up the whole room. You just need this amount of space to kind of stretch out your legs or lie down at times, reach your arms overhead when you need to, kind of stretch out the back and shoulders. And if it's super close by to what you're actually going to be sitting on, it makes it a really seamless transition from the busyness of doing into the kind of calmness of being in your meditation. Step number 4 is leaving it. Leaving your meditation spot set up. I cannot tell you what a huge boon this can be to your practice. If each and every time you want to meditate, you got to get the chair just right and the pillow for your back and all the things, the yoga mat set out how you want it, this is more than enough time to talk yourself out of that day's practice. If your spot is just sitting there, it's always waiting there for you. It's always even sometimes kind of eyeballing you, telling you to come sit with me, come meditate. It's going to be so much easier to create that daily practice. There isn't that additional obstacle when you need to set everything up each and every time. So when you think about setting up your spot in your home, it should be someplace that you can leave be. I also encourage people to kind of talk with their family or whoever they live with a little bit. Let them know this is my spot. You don't have to clean it. You don't have to do anything to it. Just kind of leave it there. If you've got animals, the truth of it is your meditation cushion or your chair might become your dog's favorite new bed, whatever it is. I keep a little lint roller right by my cushion. My dogs sit on my cushion. I shoo them off. I do a little lint roll so I don't end up with a furry bum after I'm done with the practice. Problem solved. Leaving your spot set up is going to be a huge help to your daily practice. And step number 5, lighten it up on fire. No, I don't mean literally lighting your meditation spot on fire, but maybe every time you sit down to do your meditation, you might try lighting a little candle. Or if candles aren't your gig, maybe an incense. I have a picture of one of my little kids. Look at that smile, look at that face, right? And I have it right where I go down to do my meditation. The purpose of this, a candle or some incense or a picture or a phrase or a poem or whatever it is to create a sense of specialness around your meditation spot. It doesn't have to be complicated. Like I said, it could be a picture of a beach somewhere that every time you look at it, it just creates this sense of spaciousness, or it gives you a certain feeling of freedom, whatever it is. Creating some degree of specialness around your meditation spot can help kind of trigger that understanding in the brain that you're leaving your ordinary way of doing things, which for most of us is just thinking about stuff. You're kind of leaving that ordinary way of showing up for the next 10 or 20 minutes as you enter your meditation. And if you just have something simple there that helps you to remember, that helps you to remind yourself that, hey, I'm doing something special for the next 10 or 20 minutes, that can be a hugely helpful aspect of your meditation spot. I found that what I do is every couple of months I kind of swap it out. I'll start with a picture of one kid, go to a picture of the other kid, maybe a beach every once in a while. Sometimes there's a poem that really strikes me. Every once in a while I'll go back to lighting the candle. And I'm always so shocked at how this kind of inspires my practice and how it shifts things out of that ordinary mind and into the more extraordinary space of meditation. Step number 1, placing it. Where in your home are you going to place your meditation spot? Typically looking for it to satisfy 3 basic criteria. The first, a place in your home that you find relatively pleasant to be in. The second, a place in your home where you can more or less be left alone. And third, a place in your home that has super easy accessibility. Step number 2, sitting on it. What are you going to be sitting on for your meditation? Take a look at choosing what you're sitting on that will help support your meditation posture, which is really the coming together of relaxation and alertness. Step number 3, moving it, moving your body, creating a spot, a space next to your meditation cushion or your chair, whatever it is you're going to be sitting on, that you can do some little bit of movement on that can help ease that transition from our normal busy life into our meditation practice. Step number 4, leaving it. Looking for a spot in your home that you could leave it all set up just the way you like it, not being disturbed, so that each and every time you want to meditate, you don't have to recreate the wheel. And step number 5, lighten it up on fire. Bringing some simple aspect into your space that helps you connect to a sense of inspiration, a sense of motivation, a sense of hope, a sense of love, whatever it is that you're kind of looking to cultivate and develop in your meditation practice. It can be super helpful to at least have just one element that helps you to remind yourself of the specialness of your practice. I hope that was a benefit to you. I'll see you next time.